Hey guys, it's Kumo123 here again with my part 3 of the Zero to Hero series. Today we are going to be practicing again with Magic in full manual. Hopefully not dying as quickly as we did last time at Araxi. So I didn't record it because I figured it'd be too boring, but I was practicing with practice dummies. I wanted to show you guys my keybind setup. This is, I am sure, going to change. This is just me trying to figure it out and get what feels comfortable for me. Oops, let me go ahead and move that back. Let's lock it. So first thing I want to discuss is my basics. I'm using a ordinary keyboard, nothing fancy. So I have ASDF GHJ. The H and the J are not easy for me to reach. I really have to look down and focus to hit those, which is why I put chains, and I'm not sure what that one is, but these are, I hardly ever use these in my practice, so I kept them further away, and as we need to, I will have to adjust it to figure out a more comfortable way to hit them. For my thresholds, I did QWER, see here, and this one I have not picked yet. I haven't used it, but maybe I'll click on it. My ultimates, I have Shift D for Sunshine and T for Tsunami. I know there is another one, Omnipower. I have not used it yet. Oops, let me go ahead and add it. I'm going to just put it right there. And if I need it, I will click on it. My bottom row, which is ZXCV, are my prayers here, and my Shift ZX and V are the ability enhancers. Like Shift X is my torments. Okay. These are all things that left over from range. You can see here I got my bow and my crossbow. I do have a shield and my for resonance and a Inquisitor staff. I do have a 12-button mouse with an additional input button for my defensives and switching gear. I don't know how to do that. I have practiced a little bit and sucked really bad, but I do, like here, I do have a shield and I know how to resonance, so that's at least doable. So I looked into auto spells. This one I found out what it is. It's actually really, really great. Does great damage. It's not expensive. It's 2 fire runes and 1 blood rune. I think it's called Extinguate, which is actually much more expensive than this, which I thought was a cheaper spell. This actually also adds something called a blood tip, which increases your basic ability damage by 1%. And at 12 stacks, it transforms my Wreck, which is this ability right here, into something something called Rack and Ruin. Which, here, let me show you guys. You'll see here, it'll change on its own. I'm also using Carapac wrist traps, which when I use my Dragon Breath, and then I use here, Combust after it, well I can't now because it's on cooldown, it will actually increase the hits and the damage. Alright, so you see here I have 12 stacks. It turned it into Rack and Ruin. I'm auto-hitting. And if I use it, it does a fairly nice amount of damage. It does even more if the target is bound or stunned. This is all pretty basic information for someone who knows Magic and uses Magic. I am a ranged player. I have always been a ranged player, but this is me switching and figuring things out. I'm going to try and not have all my videos have such basic information. But this is just me recording my first steps and showing you guys really from my perspective as a complete not Magic user how I'm seeing it and what I'm noticing, I still am using my Inquisitor staff. The reason why I'm using my Inquisitor staff is because I cannot afford a more expensive staff. I spent all the money I have on a Greater Sonic Wave, and I'm going to be practicing on God Wars 1 and eventually God Wars 2 bosses for the near future. Hopefully not too long, but until I feel comfortable with the rotation. And for that, Augmented Inquisitor staff works great. I did have a Virtus top and robes in my bank, so didn't need to buy those. I had these as well, I guess from a while ago. I don't even remember. Maybe it was from some sort of Slayer assignment that I bought them, and this is what I'll be using. I think let's just get into it. Alright, so here we are. We are going to do what I would consider the easiest God Wars 1 boss. It's up for debate. None of them are particularly difficult. Commander Zilyana. I am going to try and dictate as I play, but it's still hard for me to concentrate because I am still looking at my keyboard every once in a while because I'm not yet used to the cooldowns. Just as an example, my Greater Sonic Wave has a much quicker cooldown than my Combust, and Dragonfire is kind of in the middle. Obviously my thresholds are faster. So I do kind of have a rotation, starting with Sonic Wave, and then Corruption Blast, Dragonfire, and then if I can Combust because of the Carapac ability, and then building up to Sunshine and going through my thresholds. Not perfect. There's, I am sure, way more efficient ways to do it, but let's just try. No better way to get better than to practice. Alright, so starting with a basic rotation, Dragonfire, Combust, you'll see that all that damage is that Carapac ability. See, right now I just missed a couple of seconds of damage because I forgot to input my next ability. You'll see that it's, for me, confusing because Revolution will just pick the next one that's available. But I have to manually do it every time, and I can't just... Oh wow, that was quick. I can't just input it and focus on her at the same time. It's just kind of difficult for me. Oh, it's a shame. Look at all this sunshine I'm burning. Alright, so first kill down, nice and easy. Let me save some adrenaline by doing an anticipation. It's not difficult. I'm most probably not going to die here, just because of how easy she is. Commander Zilyana is a joke. Unless you're intentionally coming here or really have no idea what you're doing, you're not going to die. Alright, Dragonfire. Let's do Wild Magic. No, I didn't even do Wild Magic. I did hit the wrong button. Yeah, 75 kills, so really didn't spend a lot of time with her. I think the only times I ever come to her was when I was testing out, some new spell or weapon. Oh, let me drink. And I didn't even have my protect from melee or my soul split, which just shows you what kind of damage she does. None. Alright, so let's get a Dragonfire and Combust to get that juicy Carapac wrist strap damage. I'm not using Tendrils because the when I was practicing on the dummies at War's Retreat. It never seemed worth it. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with they pair well with the Fractured Staff of Armadil, which I obviously don't have because they're an automatic crit, which is basically what you're looking for. I could be totally wrong, and you are supposed to be using them. I just don't know how. I have to do research, which is the story of my life when it comes to switching to full manual and Magic. But if you guys are here for the ride, I'm here to show it. Alright, so let's Sunshine, Dragonfire, and Combust. I actually don't know if the Combust gets a boost from Sunshine since it is technically a bleed, but if we just use it all at once, does that count? Not sure. Alright, so let's go into a Wild Magic. Rack and Ruin, because we got... Oh, she died. There you go. It's hard for me to keep track of her life points while I'm focusing on my keybinds. I'm literally I have to keep glancing down to see what's off and what's not on cooldown. I have to just get better. I'm sure it will come more naturally, but when you switch your keybinds like I did this week for the first time, it's just natural that you're going to be rusty. Alright, I keep forgetting to Soul Split. Right, and there we go. I am getting better. I know what abilities do what. I know what not to press, which is actually more important than you think. I'm not just smashing buttons, which is... smashing buttons, in a way, could be worse than not hitting anything at all, because you might use something that's just going to completely throw off your rotation. Alright, so... like, I have to always remember, I'm not hitting an ability before I click on her, which I think that's a waste. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you do not want to be doing that. You want to be hitting the see right there. I had to find an ability that wasn't off cooldown. Shoots, and I died. I'm in the middle. Okay. Do this, Dragonfire, Combust, Sonic, Wreck. Now let's do, I don't know what this is, Asphyxiate, Dragonfire, Wild Magic. Something or I'm gonna die. For right now, I don't really need to because I'm, again, just like Commander Zilyana. But I said I wouldn't die here, and I already did. So, joke's on me. Okay. I'm gonna do this one because it hits a bunch of them at the same time, and I need to get more out of my Soul Split. I should come here with an Amulet of Souls, just because it'll heal me for more. I just don't want to waste it, although maybe I should. Look at that, I'm using all my shrub. Also, I should have said this earlier, I don't want to use an aura, like a vampirism aura, because I kind of want to get used to my abilities, but maybe I should. I'm going through food here, and it's kind of wrecking. I'm going to turn it on. Try hard mode activated. Okay. Sonic, Dragonfire, Combust. I gotta eat, because I'm dumb. Okay. Sunshine. Dragonfire. Let's do a chains to multi-hit. although it really doesn't do a lot of damage. Wreck and Ruin, Maz Cap ability. Wreck. There we go. Finish these guys. Oh, my overload is gone. Rip. How long was that there for? See, I wasn't able to tell because I'm not used to the damage yet. That was ridiculously embarrassing. I wonder how long I was off overloads for. Yeah, Tsunami, I don't know. Tsunami just doesn't do as much as I want it to. Maybe that's normal. I know the pros use Tsunami a lot, but for me it just, I don't get it. That's not what I should be doing. Okay. Alright. Let's do, there we go. Asphyxiate, Rack and Ruin, Wild Magic, Sonic Wave. I'm not really using any defensives because I'm really just trying to focus on rotation. Defensives is coming. We will for sure have videos of me practicing my defensives. For obvious reasons, you can't do high level, even mid-level PVM without defensives, but that will be for another video. I keep trying to go back to Dragon Breath, and it just is not ever off cooldown. Right now it is. Let's use this. Asphyxiate. Wild Magic. Okay, Rack and Ruin, Dragon Breath. And will this work on him if I Dragon Breath this guy? No, it doesn't. So the ability only works on the target. I'm trying to not look down so much. I know my abilities. I know where my buttons, hands are supposed to go. Phrasing. But I can't. The cooldowns are something I did not realize when switching to full manual. I thought just learning the keybinds was going to be the hardest part. It is easily not the hardest part. For me, the hardest part is learning cooldowns. I mean, Dragon Breath it just feels like my best ability right now. Like most damage, and it pairs with Combust. But every time I hit the D button, it's just not off cooldown. Alright. Asphyxiate. Wild Magic. And, okay, so I'm kind of, I think, getting better at it. So I definitely feel myself getting better. I'm not choking this as hard as I think I was even at the beginning of this video. I'm learning, I'm getting more used to Dragon Breath and Combust. Like right now. Let's do it. Ooh, I got a drop. What did I get? Sarah Doan's Whisper. Hey. Nice. Oh, I must have already have one because the log didn't pop up, and I wasn't hitting abilities, so I was roasting. How much is that worth? Nice. Okay. Cool. That will go towards a very small funding of whatever the many things we need to buy next. Okay, wasted time not using my thresholds with my sunshine. So let's go to a Rack and Ruin, Wild Magic, Dragon Breath. Oh, already dead. I keep having to look down. Not for the buttons, which is so shocking to me. I can do with muscle memory the buttons. It's the cooldowns. Right now I was about to hit Dragon Breath and it wasn't off cooldown. Now I can hit it, but Combust is not available. So now I have to use my eyes to go down and find the next one that's available. That, I guess that's what they call building a rotation. Just not, I am shocked at how just not used to it I was. See, when I'm not looking, I'm not doing an ability because a lot of the things are not off cooldown. Another problem is I keep canceling out my Asphyxiate when I go to another ability. Give some credit to Full Manual. I feel far more in control. Comparing my Dragon Breath with Combust is way nicer, and I can see the damage difference immediately. So that's really nice. So it's not all bad, but you know, everything has its price. And right now, let me try this guy. What does this guy do? All right, I mean, did something. Everything has its price, and Full Manual, while I'm losing my ability to concentrate on what I normally can, I'm getting consistently well-timed kills for where I'm at. Obviously, if I came here with my ranged gear on Revolution, I can cut that time easy, but that's not the point. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I enjoyed fighting Commander Zilyana. I'm really, like you guys saw, I was able to get consistent kills, so I am getting much more used to Full Manual. I hope to incorporate a few more abilities in the next video, maybe a defensive or two, and I'm not sure which boss we'll move to yet, but I think we can take the next step. Kind of learned a lot from Commander Zilyana, but I feel like we can go a bit higher. So not sure what we'll do next, but I will let you guys know in the next one. Peace.